Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to convert from decimal odds to American odds, and then vice versa, American odds back to decimal odds. And decimal odds are often called dollar odds, and that's what you often see, especially in Australia, in the newspaper. And what I've done there, I've got a harness race, and it's got 8 runners, and then over here on the right hand side I've got all the decimal or the dollar odds over here on the right hand side. And then onto this little table here I've typed out the names of the horses, the runners, and then their decimal odds from this form guide to help you understand how to calculate from decimal odds or dollar odds to American odds. Okay, so first of all, I'll show you this first runner called Wrapped Over a Rainbow, and there it's $5. That's $5. And the first thing you need to do is you need to look at the dollar odds and test to see whether it's greater than or equal to 2, or it's less than 2. And if it's if this $5 is obviously greater than or equal to 2, so we do the calculation that's in this little section here, which I'll go through. So we start off with the $5, and then we take away 1, yep, and that equals 4. There, yep. And then the 4, we multiply that by 100, and 4 times 100 is 400. And because that our starting amount is greater than 2, or greater than or equal to 2, we've got to put a plus in front of it. And then the American odds then are actually plus 400 is what they say in American odds. And that actually means, what it actually means is if you outlay $100, how much do you win? Well, you win $400 plus you win your initial $100 back as well. You get that back as well, so you actually end up with $500, and that's the same as putting $100 on a $5 chance, and if that wins, then you get $500 in total, which is your $100 back plus the 400 that you've won. Okay, so plus 400. And now Miss Keisha is at $1.75, and $1.75 is less than $2. $1.75 is less than $2. That was greater than or equal to 2, and this is going to be less than 2. And if it's less than 2, the calculation is slightly different. So what we do there is we take the $1.75, deduct 1 from it, and we end up with 0.75. And then we this is where the calculation changes a bit. We actually start off with 100, and then we divide it by that 0.75, and that actually gives us an answer of 133. And this time we've got to put a minus sign in front of it, and the minus sign means that you actually, when it's a minus sign, you say, well, how much do I have to outlay to win $100? And in this case, you've got to outlay $133 to win $100. So you'll get the 133 back as well as the 100, but that's what it means. Okay, so to prove that is correct, that $133 will return $100. If that horse wins, I will put $133 on Miss Keisha at $1.75, and that's 133 times $1.75, and that gives me a total return of $232.75. And if I take away the initial $133 that I've outlaid, that leaves me with a profit of $99.75, which is, with a bit of rounding, that is the same as $100. Okay, so therefore 133 negative is correct, and negative 133 returns $100 profit if the horse wins. Okay, so the next step is to convert from from American odds back to decimal odds, and you can see here that on this table, that's let's put it like that. That's the straight out of that form guide that I showed you before out of the newspaper, and then I've already done the calculations and listed all the American odds next to those decimal or dollar odds. So if we take what are we going to look at? We're going to look at fire ends, which is plus 2,500. And if it's a positive number, our American odds are a positive number, then we do something different than if it is a negative number or there's a different calculation. So what we do is we take the 2,500, yep. We divide that by 100, and we come back to 25. And then we take the 25, and we add on 1, and we end up with 26. And the answer then is $26 is our decimal odds. From American odds, plus 2,500 ends up with decimal odds of $26, and that's what we're showing there in the table. And the last one to show is if the American odds are negative. So we're converting once more back from American odds to the decimal odds, and we'll do that minus 133 again. Yep, minus 133. So we do something slightly different. We start off with 100, and we divide that by 133, and that comes up with 0.75. And I suppose I should put that in the calculator and show you that that is correct. 100 divided by 133 is 0.75, with a little few bit of rounding there to make it 0.75. Yep. And then we take the 0.75 and we add on $1, and we end up with $1.75 is our decimal odds. And we can see there over at Miss Keisha, 175 decimal and 133 American odds. Well, okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.